Me from Florida. Bright red in the face because I'm doing a lot of gardening and working on stuff, and it's been rough. Got like a jungle out there. Like a jungle. In Florida, you don't just get brush, you get like the Virginia creeper that's invasive, that grows like 5,000 more than in, Virginia. Pros are going crazy out here. Tired today. Feel kind of beat down. That's what happens sometimes after you've been out of all the nonsense with a narcissistic person. You just, sometimes it'll hit you, you'll just be sitting here and all of a sudden, it just hits you like, man, I really got screwed over. I really got played. I feel really dumb right now. Yep, that happens. It's hard. And then you were like, wait a minute, just calm down, you'll be all right. Everything's cool. And then it starts again, you get up in the morning, you're just like, oh man, not this crap again. It wears you down. But the thing is that you have to always remember the narcissist is out there doing the same things with the same scenarios, the same circle, honeymoon stage, devaluing stage, discard. Let's do it again. Let's go around the rosies, ring around the rosies. Except you don't have to deal with it anymore. You just had the not so fond memories. You'll be going on with your life. Self-healing, take care of yourself, getting some therapy, working out, getting grounded, doing some yoga, just being happy. And guess what? All of a sudden, boom, there it is again. Oh, wow, that person stole from me. Oh, wow, that person used me. Oh, wow, that person had probably 5 other people while, you were around them. You didn't even know it. You thought you were in a monogamous relationship. And then you're just like, something's not right. Can't put your pinpoint on it. But then once you get suspicious, they always get sneakier and sneakier and sneakier. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They just care about how the supply and resources that you give them makes them happy. Make them happy. Satisfy their needs. Satisfy their wants. You're just going to be going along for the ride here. If you don't like it, well, too bad. Just leave. Just leave. That's what they'll say. Just leave. Just leave. Then you leave and they, boop-a-doop-a-doo. There we go. We're coming back around again. Yeehaw! For another round of abuse. But the next time you come around it, the cycles, they keep shortening. They can't hide it as well because you're onto them, and then you try it again, and boy, oh boy. I always say just don't try anymore because it always gets worse. It always gets worse. I can guarantee you that the person that you used to date that had narcissistic personality disorder, they're on to probably like 5 different options right now. Something that they want, or need, whichever scenario it is. They need money, they'll be with somebody that has money. If they need housing, they're, a homosexual kind of narcissist, they'll get housing. There's nothing faster than a homosexual that needs a housing to fall in love. They fall in love really fast. Or, a job situation or whatever they need, they're going to try to get. And then plus you're over here, you're like out of it, and they're still like, keeping tabs on you. You don't think they do? Believe me, they do. They keep tabs on you. Number one, they want to see if they can, go back for another round. And number two, they want to make sure that you're not, telling the truth about them and what they did to you. That's why they smear campaign. That's why they make a smear campaign about you so that they can, deflect that whatever they know is the truth. As I've said before in other videos, they love to tell a story, spin that yarn that what they were doing and say you did it. They'll say all kinds of awful things. If you're in a work situation and you get bossed around by a narcissistic boss, they're always going to make themselves look good, and you'll leave and they'll still be on that, smear campaigning you. The only thing you could do is just keep going, just keep going. I mean, I say it all the time. Today I'm on a really low though today because I just feel like most of the time I'm good. Every day, usually I'm good. And then I get really upset. And today I had a little bit of anger, about like, wow, I feel really freaking dumb. I feel dumb. I feel stupid. And then you want to go and just go through the whole X-Files of the whole scenario and try to figure out where it happened, how you got victimized, how you're so stupid. You feel dumb. But then you're like, wait a minute, I'm a nice person. I don't think people are this truly evil, con artists. Then you go on with that and you're just like, okay, I did in the relationship with this truly demonic person, I was just being me, but they weren't being them, because if they showed you what they really were, heck, you would never gone out with them. Would you have gone out with them if you knew that they would steal from you? Would you have gone out with them if you knew that you weren't in a monogamous relationship and they were basically just acting like they were single when you're not around? That's pretty much it. Once you realize that, you're just like, you get upset, but you got to move on. Today was just a low. I'm cutting brush, and it's freaking hot and it's like a jungle out here. And, I got the farm, and I bought this farm when I was married, and I had another party to help me. Didn't realize that I was going to be alone doing all this stuff. That wasn't my plan. My plan was to have a farm and my farm animals, have my kids, be happy. But that plan didn't work because the whole time it was like not good enough, for this person. It was the NGE over here, if you do 5,000 things, there would be one thing pointed out that was wrong. That's another narc trait. You always pinpoint the one thing that you don't do and complain about that, even though you do like 5 other things. You have to be controlled, manipulated, and you can't be seen as something special, because then they can't control you. Then they don't have the upper hand over you. Well, that's just how they look. I mean, a normal relationship, they'd be like, hey, you did something nice. But no, they don't appreciate it. Maybe they appreciate it when you're gone. They're like, oh man, she could cook really well. Or, oh man, she was always there in an emergency. Or she's really good with the kids. Or, she was smart and could conduct herself in public appropriately. I'm not used to that. I'm used to being around skanky asses, whatever. You are their most hated person and their most loved person at the same time. I don't know. It's like they like you for whatever you could provide, and they will never admit the good things that you do. But they'll use you. They'll use you and use you and use you. And if you have any creative ideas, they freaking love that. Yeah, then they can use that. But you got to move on. Just keep moving on. I just want to come on here and say that, even in your lowest days, like I'm in a really low day. Like, I was like, what else can go wrong, But I shouldn't say that because something always does. So, in your darkest hour, in your darkest time, remember who you are. For me, personally, I'm a psychic empath. The elixir for narcs. It's like the vampires. They're like little vampires. Oh, I want that psychic empath energy. Please give it to me. But in the end, they always shoot themselves in the foot because psychic empaths, of course, what do they have? They have the sight too. They're like looking at you. You're like pointing out stuff that they do, and they're just like, how do they know that? They'll never admit it, but they're like, how do they know that? Because I know things. I don't even have to. Sometimes I'll dream it. Sometimes I'll have a vision of it. Sometimes I'll have a spirit guide tell me. It's just been something I've had all my life, and just been like that. But of course, they won't believe you when you tell them that because they're like, oh, she's they want you to be seen as the crazy nut job, in the end. So if you tell them that, you're like, I know things or whatever, I've just been like that since I was a kid, they'll go and tell people, she's crazy. She thinks she knows she's a psychic. I'm not over here like a lot of these psychics, advertising. I know when they're liars around me. I know when things are not all right, and I can read energy. And for a long time, I was in denial, and but I could read the energy. I could still read the energy and see that something wasn't right. I just couldn't figure out what it exactly was. And sometimes you'll have dreams about certain things. One of the things that I always dream about is snakes. If I have a dream about a snake, then I know something's up. But I'm just having a low today. And I know that if you've been in with the narc games, you have your lows too. One thing that I do know that I will not let ever happen is let these people destroy me and give me unhappiness anymore. It's just when you've had so much psychological warfare put on you, and you've had gaslighting, trauma bonding, that stuff happens to you. You doubt it. And, I always like the Rollins band a lot. In that one song, he goes, when you start to doubt yourself, the real world will eat you alive. That's very true. So don't ever doubt yourself. If you're feeling weird and you're in a relationship and you think something's off, it's probably off. If there's missing time, oh, I was just busy. I couldn't text you. You text someone and they don't text you back for a while. There was somebody else. They're doing something else. They'll lie. They are good at lying. That's the one thing I know about narcissists. They're very good liars. They will lie right to your face and you will believe them. But after a while, you'll figure it out. Don't worry, you'll figure it out in the end. I know some people go to great lengths to find out, but if you feel like that, just leave. Just leave. Don't go on the detective work. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth the time. Just move on. Let them play tiddlywinks with other people. That's what they're doing with you. They're just playing chess. They're just moving people around, seeing what they can get. That's all, And sometimes they could throw something out and it'll stick and you'll get around them for a while. Don't let that happen to you. Get out. And if you're out, stay out. And not only that, but don't forget, you're going to have bad days. You're going to wake up and have the nightmares come back. For me, today was one of the nightmare days. But it's not every day. It's just some days. Because you don't want to be like on that little Fool tarot card, when he's like, la la la, and he has his little dog on the bottom. Walking with him, he has his little backpack. He's just looking up at the sky. But where is he walking? If he steps 2 more steps, he's going to go right over the cliff. Don't be the fool. Don't go over the cliff. Lots of love to you from Florida. Have a good day. Keep those narcs away from you.